What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. As you can see by the title of this video, this has been a long time coming, so I had to sit down, I had to get myself together, I had to get my iced coffee. If y'all follow my channel, if y'all watch my channel, y'all know I love a good iced coffee, and this is going to be a lot of talking in this video, so I'm going to definitely need something to quench my thirst. So in light of Pride Month 2024, this is going to be my coming out story. So I've kind of low-key always wanted to do this video, but never got around to it, and I've always wanted to do it in June, but never got around to doing it in June, so therefore never happened. So let's get into all of the tea. First, before I get into the story, I'm just going to give a little synopsis, because the story is it's kind of funny, but it's kind of short too. But I'm just going to get into, maybe I'll put a timestamp on it to just let you know when it begins. But I just want to get into a backstory because, a lot of videos have prompted me to do this video, because I do have another video coming as well, because I do want to get into some things as well, some different topics, but surrounding the topics of coming out and just the whole queer community in general. So picture this, Sicily, 1986. But anyway, growing, I want to get into the beginning. And the beginning is growing up feminine, being black, gay, male. Even if you're not gay, growing up feminine, being a male, it was just a lot of people telling me what I can and I cannot do. People telling me how to dress, who to be, what to say, what to do. And to quite honestly, it was extremely frustrating. I always gravitated towards girly things. I've always gravitated towards things. In my heart of hearts, I just feel like I just gravitated towards certain things. But society deemed those certain things to be girly, to be feminine, to be womanly. And it just disheartens me that people place rules on you before you even know what rules are, before you even know what to call your facial features. You don't know anything. You just come into this world and people deem, and it's rules are one thing, but rules against a certain individual, a certain person, or a certain type of people, I feel like that is just the thing that we kind of do the wrong thing in. And I feel like, especially being a young male, to be honest, I thought being a girl was like the holy grail. Being a girl was just so they can just do anything. I felt like growing up, my visual of women and just the female sex in general is like they can do anything they want. They can do it all, and they rule the world. And I was a second class citizen, because they could wear any color they wanted to, play with any toy they wanted to, talk any kind of way they wanted to talk, dress any way they wanted to dress. And it was just like, for us boys, we just couldn't do nothing. We had to, you do this, you do that, you say this, you say that. And they get to do what they could do and what we could do. And it just seemed like, and it just made me so angry. And I'm like, well, girls get to do everything. Girls, like, I felt like I was a second class citizen, to be honest. Even sometimes wish and pray that I would even wake up a girl, like wishing and wanting to be a girl so I could wear pink and play with Barbie dolls and just talk how I want without the scrutiny of people being down my back. I'm oppressed, even before knowing what oppression was. Like when my mother went to work, dress up, play makeup, do all the things that little gay boys did. Dress up in her clothes, wear her makeup, and you can't even support women without, especially back then, without people thinking that you were gay, or putting a negative stereotype on gayness. Like, it was so frustrating I remember one time my aunt asked me who my favorite artist was, and I said Beyonce. And so she's going to turn around and say, and she said, why? I said, because Beyonce inspires me. And she said, what, to be a woman? And I'm like, no, Beyonce has so much more. Like, why can't a little boy be inspired by a woman? That makes no sense. I feel like, damn, women are so here that I can't even aspire to be it. Lo and behold, not how society works. Women are incredibly the second class citizen when it comes to the male dominated patriarchal society. And not knowing that it was literally the opposite. Wanting to like women, wanting to be a girl, like girly things, was me giving up my golden ticket, me giving up my patriarchal status, giving up my throne to be basically second class citizen, a peasant. Me liking Beyonce meant that I just wanted to be a woman, because Beyonce was nothing more than a woman. So I couldn't be inspired by her, that she was a kind person, that she taught me self-worth, that she taught me how to love myself. She taught me how to not be jealous of other people. She taught me how to extend that beauty and that love and that grace to other people. She taught me how to be strong. She taught me how to be a songwriter. She taught me how to sing. She taught me how to dance. All of these things that Beyonce was, all the world was looking at me for was, Beyonce's a woman. Only women can support women. But men and women can support men. And if you do support a woman, that means there's something wrong with you. Not knowing that this world was so misogynistic, that, and me being so little and not knowing so much of the world, I just wanted the mundane things of the world. I just wanted the small things. Wear the colors that I wanted to wear. Talk the way that I wanted to talk. Listen to the music that I wanted to listen to. And not knowing that they couldn't do anything, pay discrepancies. Having to watch yourself at night, always being second fiddle to men. Growing up and finding community and just having agency for myself, to be honest. And I'm observational and very analytical, so I'm looking all around me and I'm connecting dots, and I'm taking what you say, and I'm coming up with my own conclusions. And I'm not even just saying what you say, but the actions, what's actually going into society, between what you're telling me, what I'm seeing, and what I believe to be true. And just have my own agency over my own self as you grow up. And I hope you do this so for yourself, even at any big age you are, to just think for yourself. And as long as you're not hurting anybody, harming anybody, and harming yourself, I don't see anything wrong with being something or wanting to do something. I think it's a beautiful thing to want to create and be a part of a lot of things, and not conform to what society tells you to, because society at large follows these narrow-minded rules because that's all they know, that's all they've been taught. People generally just follow things with blind faith, and I just think that just leads you to a path of conformity, of not being your authentic true self. And some people can literally walk you into a fire. So just getting my own agency and knowing what I wanted, and just knowing and finding community just taught me that I can dress the way I want. I don't actually have to wake up or pretend or wish that I was a woman. I could wear whatever I wanted to wear. I could talk how I wanted to talk. I could act the way that I wanted to act. It's not easy for everybody, and I do feel like I have privilege in that, because I have a lovely mother who accepted me for who I am all of who I am and what I wanted to do and what I wanted to be, and allowed me to have my own mind growing up and to say certain things and not to stay in a child's place and not to talk too much and just love me unconditionally. And I think that I just got very lucky in that department, and just finding friends and having a sibling that we just did everything together and accepted each other for wholeheartedly in the household very much made it a safe space. And I don't take any of that for granted, and I'm extremely lucky because a lot of people don't have that safe space at home, and that was made for me. So I grandly take that as a foundation of why I think the way I do, the way that I do, and I can act the way that I act and perceive the world the way that I perceive the world. I also want to get into the moment that I knew that I was gay. I don't think that it was like a moment, because all these emotions just coming to me like this whole year. This year I had to be like what? Maybe 12, 13 at the time, and just like in between 11 and 13. And just having all these feelings, all these emotions, having all these urges that come with puberty and liking things and wanting to have crushes. It feels good, and I feel like we all should be able to experience that. But when you're a part of the queer community, you cannot experience it to the full degree that your heterosexual counterparts can. It is very much hidden. Staying to yourself or staying amongst your friends. You can't be outwardly and upfront about it. And because of judgment, because of fear, and you, especially growing up, you want to be a part of things, and you don't want to be at other. You don't want to be somebody who is on the outskirts. So that was when I knew I was, and it was. And I had posters of Usher, and I had posters of any black male artist, just all of those things. And one night, I'm not gonna tell y'all which one it was that I was, but maybe I will. I don't know. It was Usher, y'all. It was Usher. One night I was on my bed, and this might be TMI, but this is real. I was on my bed, and I was just like it would even compel me to do that. I started doing a thrusting motion, and I started looking at my poster, and it's just like, and then the rest is history, y'all. Like, and that was the first time I ever orgasmed. So I went in the room and I was like, "Mommy, what happened? This happened to me. I don't know what happened. All this creamy white stuff just came out of me, and I was just looking at wrestling, and I was looking at one of the women wrestlers, and it just happened." Child, line through my teeth. So there we have it. That is the first time I ever experienced my first orgasm, and it was to a poster of Usher Framing Girl. So I was watching the movie Noah's Ark. I don't know if any of y'all know about Noah's Ark, but Noah's Ark is one of my favorite TV shows and movies. And I was watching the movie Noah's Ark Jumping the Broom, and the character Alex on there told Brandon that you have to set the foundation for the life that you ultimately want to live in. And that just rings so true to me. And when I heard that, I was like, eventually I'm going to have to come out. Because I was out to all of my friends, to everybody except for my mother. And you know, they say once you're out to your mother, who gives a shit? So that was just the most hidden thing from her, the most secretive thing from her. So I was like, all right, I'm going to tell her, and I'm going to tell my friends, like, I'm going to tell her. And they were like, when you going to tell a girl? Because all of them was out. When you going to tell a girl? You still ain't tell a girl, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, I am. I just haven't found the right time. So she had a picture of me in her office, and her coworker saw the picture and was like, "Oh, your son is so handsome, blah blah blah. How old is he? He'll be good for my daughter. I think they would make a good pair." And then my mother was like, "Oh yeah, I'll show him a picture of your daughter, and show your daughter a picture of my son," trying to literally hook us up. So this went on for about a week, y'all. And I'm like, "No, I'm good, blah, blah. I'm good." So, and this is around the time I was dating, y'all. I was dating heavily, bringing a new nigga probably to the house every damn week, bringing a new guy to the house probably every week. They was coming and going. They was rotating, y'all. So she just sat down one time and was like, so describing a girl to me, and was like, "Oh, she's like, she looks like this and she looks like that." And she was like, "What kind of breasts do you like? Do you like small breasts, medium breasts, little breasts?" And I'm like, "What?" I'm about to go out with my friends, y'all, and I'm trying to get ready, and I'm like, she's not saying this to me. What is going on here? So then I was just like, this is down or never. This is your gateway. This is your segue, y'all. This is the gateway. This is your segue. Just tell her, and then you can make a beeline for the front door. So I was just like, "Ma, there are no small breasts, medium-sized breasts, or large breasts. There will not be any breasts at all, because there are not any ladies in my life. Mommy, I like boys. That's just what it is. So I will leave you with that, and I'm gonna go out. I love you." And I hugged her, kissed her on the cheek. I was like, "I'll see you and talk to you later. Bye." Went out the door. And looking back at it, that was like so crazy. And I got in the house and she was like, "I can't believe you told me. That was crazy. It's gonna take me some time to digest, but I can't believe it. I can't believe it." So I was like, and then after that, it was just like back to normal. And then maybe a couple of months later, she said when I left, she cried because, you know, they all think about grandkids and blah blah blah. All these kids out here that need homes, all these kids out here that need safe spaces, and you want to just keep bringing more into this world. But you know, that's just what it is. So she wanted the grandkids, and she was just mad she was gonna be missing out on some grandkids. But you can still have grandkids, girls. Plenty of ways that you can do it now without being with a woman, and with a woman out being with a man. 2024 modern society, right? So to conclude that, it has taken me, I feel like I'm lucky in the sense that and I follow, and like I was saying about Beyonce early in the video, gravitating towards women like that. And my mother is a foundation to be a strong woman who raised me and Bella on her own. My father was the financial part in the picture, but wasn't there for emotional or spiritual or mental support. And just being around a tribe of women who love me unconditionally, and not even in my immediate life getting the bad parts of what the queer community gets. And I feel like I'm so lucky in that, and having that foundation allowed me to just gravitate towards strong women, and just not strong women in the sense of taking care of business, but being able to cry at the same time as being angry, because women don't get to be angry. Women don't get to express emotions other than what the patriarchy says to express, and them putting it on me and I can be able to express myself and not like men should express themselves and what the patriarchy says how I'm supposed to express myself. I was being able to be mad and cry and not seeing that as a weakness, and not knowing that it makes you weak, because I'm a Cancer, y'all, and I will cry at a drop of a dime, y'all. That expression and that leadway and that freedom allowed me to love myself unconditionally, being loved unconditionally, and allowing myself to love myself unconditionally. And I'm lucky to have known that, and I'm lucky to realize it for myself at an early age. When I got out of high school, I rewatched, it was when the Sex and the City shows were replaying on this, it was for y'all who's too young for this, it was like a show called On Demand. It was like a service for cable for On Demand, and you could watch anything that On Demand programmed, it kind of like streaming. And I was rewatching all of the Sex and the Cities and fell in love with Sex and the City, because I was too young at the time to like really be immersed in Sex and the City when it was out. But loving Sex and the City, and at the end of the season finale, the series finale, Carrie was like going through all of the things, all of her friendships and all of what she's been through, and she said, and when you find someone to love, the you love, well, that's just fabulous. And on her perspective, she was talking about big, but I took it as talking to myself. Love the me that I love. When I find somebody to love the me that I love. So if I find that person, I have to love the me that I love. Who do I love? I knew who I loved. So now I had to bring that person to the table when I find somebody to love me. And they have to love the me that I love first before I get to love them, or before they get to love me. And I just thought that was so powerful. And I took that and I said to myself, like, this is how I'm going to live. I'm going to live my authentic self. I love the person that I am. I'm kind, I'm respectful, I'm generous, and I have so many good qualities that do outweigh the bad. And even if I mess up or I make mistakes, I still got my heart, I still got my spirit. And that's why on this channel, I always say it constantly over and over again. It's about your heart, your spirit, your soul. Because when all this materialistic stuff is over with or goes away, that's all we got is ourselves and who we are as people and our dispositions. And when natural disasters come, what do natural disasters do? They wipe away all that materialistic shit. All the money in the world. 1 minute is literally here, the next is literally gone. So you always have to find that foundation and that self. And I feel like leaving that, I said I was going to be the person that I always wanted to be. And when I was in New York City, when I was going through hell and back, wanting to be a musician and seeing people with money and being at my most financially poorest, sat down on my friend's couch, on my friend's floor in the basement, and said, if this doesn't pan out, who are you? Are you going to be angry at the world? Are you going to forever wonder what happened and be angry with yourself, or be sad and never live life? I don't want that. I still want to live life. I still want to be a good person. I still want to have all the teachings that I've gone through and taught myself and got from other people. I still want to pour it into other people so they don't feel the things that I felt. Even though the world is better, and thank you for everybody who has fought, black, queer, for me to be able to speak the way that I speak, and to have a mother that was one of the first people, or the first people in her immediate family to graduate from college, and to have a different life than many, and growing up not paying rent, in my early 20s not paying rent, and I can just go and come as I please. I want the same for other people. And if I could just be that hope to anyone who sees this video and want to love themselves, love on themselves, and give themselves self-worth, I'm all for it, and I hope I can do that for you. To anybody who is a parent, love your child unconditionally. If you loving your child and your child is not harming themselves and not anybody, but they just doing something that you don't agree with, but everything else on the table is they feel like they are thriving, love that child unconditionally, because you don't want to mess that child up and have that child become some monster in this world. Especially with a lot of males, I feel like it shouldn't solely be up on women to teach men or to raise men, but men ain't gonna do it. So I feel like it is up to y'all, no shade, to raise kids, to look up to you as a woman, look up to you as a mother, as a parent, as a strong individual. Because if I would have looked up to a male figure being my father, I would have been a rolling stone, a deadbeat, a liar, a swindler. And a lot of women want that male role model for their sons, but knowing that they can just be the role model. You already a male, you already a man. If you become a good person, you inherently going to become a good man. Just like I was saying, like my mother taught me to be kind, respectful, to be generous, to share things, and not only that, to handle business, to pay my bills on time. When I was in New York City, if I never had that role model in her or looked up to her in that way, I wouldn't have done any of that by myself. I cooked for myself. I paid bills on time because of her. She was a stickler on paying bills and doing your homework, and all those teachings that she taught me, I applied those in my adult stages. Women can be great role models, and I feel like we can go further in this world if men were allowed to support women, and without the fear of being called gay or being feminine. And let's not put a stigma on being masculine or feminine. Like, okay, so putting people in these boxes makes people have internalized phobias, and they not only hurt themselves or become messed up people in themselves, they actually implement those things on other people, i.e. being homophobic, being transphobic, being misogynistic, because the world teaches you can only be one way, so you end up taking it out. If people come at you, you end up taking it out on other people. So I'll just say, look within yourself, try to love yourself. It's not easy. It's going to be a tough road, but the journey is worth it. And you just need to find community, find a space to lift your self-confidence up, work hard to get out of your situation, however that looks for you. And it looks different for everybody. And no one can tell you how or when or who to do it, or when to do it, how to do it, who to do it with. You have to, when it's safe, figure that out for yourself and make that move, because at the end of it all, it is so worth it. And you don't deserve to be in a situation or be around people who don't love you for who you are, and it just becomes a cycle. You just gonna push it on somebody else and then push it on the next person, and it becomes generational trauma. And we have to break those chains. We have to break generational curses and become the new standard for generations to come. So hopefully I can be of help to somebody out there, because so many people along the way have helped me out and have paved the way for me to walk in the society, live in the society as I am. So I hope it does the same. So thank y'all for watching my coming out story. Happy Pride Month. And yeah, I'm out. Crisean, I'm out. So like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank y'all for all the new subscribers. And thank you for all the girls that have been rocking with me since day one or for a while. So I'm grateful for that. So I'm Crisean and I'm out.